Welcome to ABC Racing, and today I'll be doing the challenge from Assetto Corsa called Green Flash. It's around Monza using a Lamborghini Huracan GT3 car. I found this challenge quite easy, to be honest. It only took me a few laps to get the lap time, and according to the stats on Content Manager, 0.8% of all players on Assetto Corsa have this achievement. So with a little bit of a track guide, breaking point references, gear references, I'm hoping that I can help anyone get this achievement. The car's quite powerful. It's got 600 brake horsepower, 500 plus newton meters of torque. It only weighs 1,239 kilograms, so that's giving it a 2.07 kilogram to horsepower ratio. But being a modern GT3 car, it's also got traction control that is there specifically to help you in a race situation. So the car isn't overly demanding to drive. I'm sure most of you will know the Monza track. It's a very fast circuit. It's mainly straights broken up with chicanes. So getting your braking points is the most important aspect to getting fast lap times. And then being aggressive with rotating the car through the chicanes to get back on the power as soon as possible. Oh, and just to say, I have had someone ask me to do a challenge called Legacy, which I'm currently working on, but I've got two videos, this one and another one, that I've already recorded and want to release before I do that one. That is a bloody hard challenge, I'm going to say, so thanks for that. But yeah, I'll get that done as soon as possible. Right, with all that said, let's get into the challenge and the hot lap. Started the lap just after Parabolica. Parabolica is important, but the corner is so long and the straight so long after that as long as you've done a half decent job, you're not going to have lost that much time going into the new lap. Right, here's the first chicane, which is a right-left chicane. I brake just before the 150 brake marker board. We go down through the gears all the way to first. You will notice I try and come off the brakes a little bit as well. This is to make sure we don't lose any traction or the ABS isn't working too hard. I've slowed this down now so we can have a look at the apexes. You need to hit these apexes really well. We need to be close to the sausage curb on both corners and get a really good run out to the last corner. So we rotate the car really quickly mid-corner just to get that run out and not be running too wide off the track. We're out to the Variante del Rettifilo, round Curva Grande, and now we got the faster second chicane, which is a left-right. So we're following this slightly darker patch of the tarmac around Curva Grande, and we're looking for the dark skid marks of where to brake, which is just underneath the overhead advertising board. It's the second gear left right, and you need to have a good exit out of it. Here it is again, slowed down. We're coming up to a braking point now, so we're going to be braking, going down through the gears gently, smoothly. Don't unsettle the car too much. Turning left, kiss the sausage curb on the entry. Now flick it right and kiss the sausage curb again. Use the width of the track on the exit, but don't use too much of that curb. Coming up to Lesmo 1 now, we need to brake about 50 metres before the corner. Downshift to third, keep it tight to the inside curb, but try not to touch it. I was a little bit too greedy with the curb there. Coming up to Lesmo 2 now, we need to brake about 75 metres before the corner. Use the inside curb and use the exit curb. You want to carry as much speed through there as possible. Coming down to Ascari now, which is a left, right, left sequence of corners. So we're going to be braking about 125 metres before the corner, which is just as you go underneath the overhead advertising board again. Get it down into third, use the inside curb in the first part. Then the second part you want to avoid the curb, flick it back up to fourth and use that to drive through the last corner. Again, use a little bit of curb in the last corner. So here it is, slow down again. You'll see that when I'm braking in a straight line as much as possible. And I only start turning the wheel as I'm coming off the brakes and the car is stable. I use as much of the inside curbing as I can, but don't touch the yellow curbing on all three corners. We got one more corner left now, which is Parabolica. It isn't actually called Parabolica anymore. It's been renamed the Curva Alboreto in honour of the great man Michele Alboreto. Brake in now at the start of the artificial grass. Go down into fourth. Keep the car tight to the inside of the apex for the first part of the corner, and then let the car flow wide through the second part of the corner. Don't be greedy and use too much exit curb in this game. This game is quite punishing with curbs and sort of off-track areas. There's not much grip out there, so all you'll end up doing is losing a little bit of drive, a little bit of power out to that last corner if you do get greedy. And that's another gold achievement. So I'll just show you my setup as well now. So with the gears, I got first gear set to 14-37, second gear is set to 20-40, third gear is 25-39, fourth gear is 30-36, fifth gear is 32-33, sixth gear is 35-31, and the final gear is 12-48. With tyres, we got the softs on, and we got 18 psi all round. Now, on the right hand front, you would notice it was a little bit low, so I'd probably increase that by 1 or maybe 2, and probably the rear right as well I'd increase by 1. With fuel, I put 15 litres of fuel in, which is more than you need to do, obviously, but it gives you a few laps to get into the swing of it. Because it is a high-speed track, you probably are going to need a couple of laps just to get into it. Electronics, I got traction control set to 1 and ABS set to 3. With aero, I got the front splitter down to 0 and the rear wing down at 2. You possibly could go a little bit lower on the rear wing if you wanted to as well, but I wouldn't. With alignment, camber in the front is minus 3.4, toe set to 6, toe in the rear set to 6 also, and camber in the rear is minus 2.6. Dampers, bump in the front is set to 0, fast bump is set to 0 as well, rebound is 8, fast rebound is 7, bump in the rear is 3, the fast bump is set to 1, rebound 10, and fast rebound 10. Drivetrain, the diff power is set to 30% and the diff course 55%. Generic, engine limiter is set to 100, brake bias 69%, brake power 100%. Suspension, the anti-roll bar in the front is set to 8, the wheel rate in the front is 130, the height in the front is 15, the wheel rate in the rear is 150, the height in the rear is 15, and the anti-roll bar in the rear is 2. Suspension advanced, the travel range is set to 40 all round. There we go, I've put the Hotlap back on now, so if anyone wants to watch it unedited without the slow-mo bits and what have you, maybe they felt it was a bit too disjointed with the slow-mo, I thought I'd provide that for you, so enjoy. I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you who've been watching my videos. I've now got